Haley's here.
Yeah, I just walked outside and I saw all the water. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this.
So it is currently Monday morning around 9 a.m. or so, and we don't typically film videos on Mondays because Mondays are the days we do all the boring stuff in our business. The cleaning, the organizing, the shipping, mainly the cleaning. Like it takes at least one day a week for us to clean up the mess that we made last week in order to make space for the mess that we will definitely make this week. We don't have any eBay orders to ship today, but we do have one Whatnot show to get shipped out, but that shouldn't be too long. It's just a mixture of Disney pins and soap. And I do have a new piece of warehouse equipment, I guess, that we've recently added to our arsenal. Very excited about that. I'll share that with you guys later on in today's video. But I thought it'd be fun to just film a little Monday vlog of all the boring stuff we do, because chances are if you're a reseller, there are days where you have to do this type of boring stuff. So maybe this will resonate with some of you guys out there. Also, I apologize if you guys hear some noise in the background. It's currently raining here and we've got a metal roof on our warehouse. Some people like the sound of rain on a metal roof, so you're welcome. But if you don't like it, I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do. So I just printed out all of our shipping labels for this Whatnot show. And if you guys don't have a thermal printer yet, probably most of you guys do. But if you're a reseller and you're doing more than like 5 sales a week, like shipping out at least 5 things a week, just get a thermal printer. They're not expensive. We have a Rollo that's kind of expensive. They're like 150 bucks. But you can get like a Bluetooth Munbin or Fomimo or something, Jaden, something like that on Amazon for maybe like 70 or 80 bucks. And they are totally worth every penny. So the way we do our Whatnot shows is we have one listing with a multiple quantity, and it's just like a generic listing for a type of item that is similar. So in this particular show, we have a listing for Disney pens, which are right over here, and a listing for our soap, which are in these little orange bins, and all the orange bins are numbered down on the bottom there. When you do a multi-quantity listing, when somebody buys something, it just gives it a number. So this first order going to Peter from Wanakay, New Jersey. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he got soap number 17. So for that, I just come over to the orange bin. Sorry, you can't hear me. The microphone is turning on. But I just look for soap number 17, which is right here. And then I know that that's the one that Peter bought. We used to use like painter's tape and a Sharpie to label everything individually, which also works, but it was taking longer to do that, and we're using more painter's tape. So this, we just have the grid system on the table that we could use for soap or Disney pins, and then we have that little shelf thingy over there that has orange bins and gray bins. Each of those are numbered individually, so that's technically 3 different ways we can organize a lot of the smaller items like this. Peter got the coffee and cream goat milk soap, which is one of my favorites. Peter, great choice. Hope you like it. I just pulled our first Disney pin of the show, and I realized I never really gave you a good look at this grid thing we've got going on. It's just a grid of painter's tape where each grid spot is numbered. So we had like one listing of Disney pin, a quantity of 42. So Disney pin 1 is over there in that corner. Disney pin 2, Disney pin 3, so on and so forth. It's very similar to the old method of using painter's tape to like write each number and then put it on the actual Disney pin and then throw all the pins in a bucket or whatever. But this method allows us to reuse the painter's tape for every show. We could do a soap show like this. We could do a jewelry show like this. And you could also make the grid as long as you want. You can fill the whole table with grids. We've got grids on that table over there that are like 1x1 squares that we use for larger items. So this painter's tape method works really well. I've even seen people in the storage unit category just put painter's tape squares on the floor. I'm also experimenting with moving our Whatnot table up a little bit, this big long wooden table where we do our shows. It used to be about level with this wire shelf here, but the problem was when we put our tripod and camera up, you can't really see a lot of the back table and the back wall. And I went through the whole process of staining all this wood and hanging all the signs on the wall, and nobody on Whatnot can really see that stuff. So I'm thinking if we push the table up a little bit, push the camera back with it, that will allow the people to see a little bit more of our back wall. But then again, I'm not super happy with how the wall looks right now. Like I kind of want to just take everything down and redo it. We've had this stained wall for, I don't know, probably 2 years or so at this point, and I'm just kind of bored with it. I want to change it up. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But before I start moving stuff around too much, I do need to film a little bit for the video that's going up today. We try not to sell anything on Whatnot until it's made it to a YouTube video. That way you guys have a chance to see stuff, and we treat it as like advertising for our Whatnot show almost. So today's video is going to be another big flea market trip. It's like 25 minutes long, a lot of stuff in that video, and that'll give us like free up some inventory that we could add to tonight's show. So I'll finish that up real fast, get that video posted, and then we'll start organizing the warehouse. What is up, you guys? Today's video is going to be another trip. What is up, you guys? What is going on, you guys? Today's video is going to be another trip to our local. What is up, you guys? Today's video is going to be another trip to our local flea market, and this is actually a continuation of our last flea market trip where we got all those Vera Bradleys and hats and shoes from our friend Modern. That deal was absolutely fantastic. Some of you guys even said we didn't pay enough money. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out. All that stuff will be in our big Whatnot show tonight, the 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And everything you guys are about to see us find in today's video, a continuation of that same flea market trip, will also be in tonight's Whatnot trip. So if you haven't downloaded Whatnot yet, now's the time. Now's the time to do it. You usually get $15 off your first purchase and $25 in free shipping. With that being said, let's jump into today's flea market footage. And that only took 85 tries. This kind of sucks, but I do think it will make good content for today's vlog. It's been raining all day, and I haven't opened the doors, obviously, but when I open the door out here, you can see all the water, and if you look down, the water is up to the warehouse door down there. So if I open the door, it's gonna leak in. It's probably gonna leak in even if I don't open the door. So now I've gotta get out there and with my push broom. Haley's here.
Yeah, I just walked outside and I saw all the water. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. I literally put on boots and a rain jacket. This is insane. Look at all this water. It's literally, it's coming in.
Oh my God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Where's the, okay, I'm gonna help.
Beat the peel.
I was trying to be helpful, but then Josh said to just hold the camera for him.
Okay, the problem is, you see that water coming off right there, right off the driveway. There's a drain there, but the drain is like slightly off center, so the water hits next to the drain. We built a little moat to keep the water back in there, but there's so much rain that it damaged our moat, and now all the water from the driveway that's supposed to go in that drain is coming down here, and it's all going to this drain. And this poor little drain just can't keep up.
Right, and as you guys see, we obviously, all of this is gravel, so the gravel comes down, washes into the grate, because the grate holes are too big, and then it gets clogged, which is why literally all of this then gets clogged. So what Josh is doing is just trying to get all the garbage out of there. We're actually getting some flow already because we have backed away from the door a little bit.
It was, I'm surprised it wasn't coming in.
Yeah.
I just happened to look and I was like, that's touching the door.
Yeah. I just happened to like walk out here like wondering where you were, and then I happened to see it. I ran to get these boots on and my rain jacket.
I have my fur-lined Crocs on right now.
Oh my goodness. That's disgusting.
Okay, I'm gonna go attempt to fix the moat because we got to stop the influx of water.
Yeah. So here, let me show you guys what's happening here. So everything's running down from our driveway, and then here is the grate, said grate, and our moat has, you know, the moat was here, and now it's
all
gone.
the water like falls here instead of in here.
Yeah. So Josh filled our dam up a little bit. Now there's less water flowing all the way over there, but we're looking a lot better now.
Bunch of muck.
Junk. Again, I mean, we have all this stuff that runs off this way and gets caught in this drain. We also have like under here, like this lean-to area, I guess. It like comes in a lot. I went inside for a second and Stanley wanted to come out here with me. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You're not coming out here.
No, he don't need to be out here unless he knows how to work a shovel.
Those Crocs. Look at those Crocs.
They need
Those
to be
are
washed
toast.
anyway. They kind of stink. So fast forward a little bit, Haley and I have been out here trying to get some inventory ready for tonight. I think it is.
It looks
think we're
like
all
a
set.
chaotic mess, yes. But we're about to sell 150 things, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. We're just going to put everything over here.
Just needs to be back here. Occasionally
Yeah.
we'll like display some stuff. So if people are watching the show, they're like, oh, can you run that yellow thing back there, or run that pink thing, or you know, whatever. Just I think it's cool to have stuff in the background so people can see it and
Yeah.
request it. Again, we're going to do 150 things tonight. It's a mixture of stuff. I think we can't sell more stuff than we have the organization for, because we don't want to get, when Kim comes in to ship tomorrow, we want her to be able to have everything ready and not struggling to find stuff.
Yes.
So I redid the grid over here. I added more spaces, so now we're going to do 56 bars of soap tonight. That's space 1 through 56. As we sell a soap, we put it in the space, bam, that's good over here. We have these, or we have this shelf over here for small items. This is anything, what is it, like 8 to 11 ounces?
8 to 11 ounces,
8 to 11 ounces we put over here, 1 through 35 down there. And I guess we could add more wood in here and make the shelves a little, add more spaces.
This has been great. We got this in that huge Disney haul we got, a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
He kind of threw it in because it had a bunch of like graphic novels and stuff. And now
that's why all the shelves are bowed a little bit. All the graphic novels were causing the wood to bend, so I flipped it and then numbered it. So that works really well. The only thing I wish we had more spots. Like 35 spots is really not that much for small stuff.
Yeah.
But we can fill that up. We can fill the soap up. We have this black grid wire system. This is for large items, anything that's, we put like a weight of 1.5 pounds on this stuff. So this is spot 1 through 48 right here. And then I have more over here that I need to relabel, but this is just more spots for large stuff if we end up selling more. So I think this goes up to 65 maybe. But again, the numbers are wrong. Gotta redo those.
Yeah, we had done that huge show that one time, and we had like all these tables labeled. Yeah. So that's why they all have like these tables. I think we went up to like 110 or something.
Yeah, that was the hard part, because I think we were gonna do 300 items in that show, and we ran out of space to organize stuff. So we had this thing, we had all 3 tables. I think I had another table over here with more of the squares. And so we found that like when we do a big Whatnot show, like 150 items is the real sweet spot. Like that's the one where you can actually keep everything organized and still have some space. So 56 soap spots, 48 large spots, 35 small spots, and then another like 15 large spots over here. And then we can maybe sell some hot sauce or something. And then 5 of these spots.
Yes.
So I think once we fill all that up, that should be at least close to 150 items. We'll see. And I actually think doing this grid system makes shipping easier than if we just put in the items with their actual titles, because we used to do that, just list everything individually, but then it just ended up in a big pile on the table. And then if somebody got, you know, a basketball and a suitcase and a pair of Nikes and all this stuff, Kim would have to go through the pile and like search for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And if we sold like Vera Bradleys, like we would have a show where we sold 10 or 15 Vera Bradleys, and then we were like, how do we describe it? This one's
pink, orange,
pink and orange, blue, green. We have 3 of them that are blue and green.
Exactly.
So now just having numbers makes it super easy. Kim just goes in and she's like, you know, she'll pull up a packing slip and she's like, okay, this person got large item 1, large 5, small number 8, soap 16, soap 32, and large 30, you know, and she just goes to those exact spots, pulls those items from those locations and ships it out. She doesn't even really care what the item is. She just pulls whatever's in that spot. So I said near the beginning of today's video that we had a new piece of machinery in our reselling arsenal, and I'm super excited about this. It's an air bubble maker. It's from Jay-Z Brain. I think that's what it is. These Chinese products have such weird names. But it comes with this roll of plastic thing, and you here, hold this.
I haven't seen this thing actually go yet.
It's pretty cool. You have to, it has to heat up. It like heat seals the air. It inflates the air bubbles and heat seals them. Also, I need a pair of scissors to start it. I'll just tear off the corner here. You know, tear off the corner right there. You put it through this little thing, keep it fed. There's a little air nozzle right here that you put it in to get it started. You roll it into this thing. And as it goes, the air pump heats up, like fills the air bubbles, and then the heat thing, like heat shrinks it down, like seals it, and then it makes a bunch of these air packing bubbles. It's pretty cool. So I didn't film anything last night before our show, but this is kind of the aftermath of everything. We got a full sold out soap show. We've got, we actually ran out of space on our small item shelf, and we had to make some more spaces on the table over here. We also filled up all of our large items on the wire shelf, and then we added more spaces for more large items back here on this table. We didn't fill all that up though. Overall, it was a very good show. Let's look at some numbers. So we got the numbers on the computer, but I don't really know if you guys could see this. So I wrote it on the cardboard like we did back in the day. Total sales for this show was $3,479 between 170 items, which gives us an average selling price of $20.46. That was pretty good. I think our normal average selling price and Whatnot is like $12.75. So this was significantly higher than a normal show. The total shipping cost, which was from the 5 soap bar giveaways we did, was $28.37. We spent $63 in coupons, which is, it's like part of this Whatnot rewards program. You have like different tiers that people unlock, and you can totally customize it to whatever you want. Right now, I think it's bronze tier. You have to either watch 10 shows or buy 3 things or spend $30. And once you do that, you get a 20% off coupon on one purchase. Silver tier is like $5 off on an item. I think gold tier is like $5 coupons. So the bigger the tier you unlock, the better the coupon. So in this show, we spent $63. And then of course there's Whatnot fees, 8% of the item sale price, plus a payment processing fee of 2.9%, plus 30 cents per transaction. But after all that, we are left with a total net revenue on the show of $2,993.14. And obviously we are super happy with that number. I really do think that having this ongoing Monday night Whatnot show, like every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, helps a lot. Whenever you can stick to like a certain schedule so people know exactly when you're going to be live, I think that helps get more people in the room. And when you have more people in the room, typically you're going to make more money as long as you have good quality inventory to run. So we're definitely going to keep doing that Monday night show. A lot of people comment on our videos and say, hey, I would love to buy something from you and Whatnot, but I just never know when you're going to be live. Because before 2 weeks ago, we didn't have a schedule. We would just go live whenever we wanted. So I do think having a set schedule, or at least going live super often so people have a much larger chance of finding you live, is definitely a good move. Also, yesterday when we were showing you guys this air packer machine, I was giving you like the whole spiel about it, like the price and all the features and stuff, but I was doing that while it was running. And then as I started editing the video, I realized that it was just way too loud. So this machine, again, is the JZ Brain. It's like $199 on Amazon, but when I bought it, there was a coupon for like $30 off. So I got it for $170, and that was like a week ago. So maybe the coupon is still active. And the only thing I have left to question about this is it cost effective? I mean, obviously it is, because if it was just as much as bubble wrap, people would probably just buy bubble wrap. But the problem is the like the OEM rolls of this stuff that come from this company, it's like $55 for 700 feet. So that works out to, I think, like I don't know what it works out to, but I found this roll, which is from a third-party supplier, and this roll is like 3,000 square feet, and it's only $25. So I think you get maybe like 3 air bubbles out of every foot of material. So if it's 3,000 square feet, that would technically give you 9,000 air bubbles roughly for $25, which is a very good deal. But does it work? I have it in here. Let's feed it in. If this thing works, I mean, that is a killer deal. I'll have both of these linked in the description. I think it's working. Yeah, the only difference I see is these look a little bit more like, what's the word, opaque, like foggier than these. But, who cares? As long as they hold air, which they definitely are. So this whole roll, $25. I'll have this machine and this third-party roll of material linked in the video description down below. I think it's a no-brainer, especially if you're a live seller or you're somebody who sells a ton of stuff a week. We could easily go through 400 or 500 of these air bubbles a week. We're already spending like $150 a month on bubble wrap, so I do think this was a good purchase for us. I also think it's important as a content creator that if you're going to talk about your total sales on a platform or in a Whatnot show or wherever you sell, I think it's important to give people the full picture and show what your actual profit is, and not just talk about your total sales. You could do a $100,000 Whatnot show, but if your inventory costs $100,000, that's not really impressive, is it? Like anybody can lose money on stuff. So with this show, $34.79 in sales, $29.93.14 in revenue. We probably had about $1,000 in inventory tied up in the show. I mean, we had 58 bars of soap. Those are about $2.50 a piece. We had probably 20 or 30 items from the Goodwill bins, and I think everything else was from our last 2 flea market trips. So the one from Mavi was $320. I think that's what we spent with her, and then probably another $400 or $500 worth of stuff in our last flea market video. So all in all, let's say like probably about $1,000 or so in inventory. I feel like that's a reasonable estimate for the cost of everything we sold. So $34.79 sounds good. But after we take out all the fees and the actual cost of goods, we're left with probably more like $1,900 in revenue, which is still great, but I'm just trying to give you guys the, you know, the whole picture here. This number sounds super sexy, but you gotta factor in all this other stuff too. So Haley and I are actually headed up to Myrtle Beach today for, I don't know, I think we're gonna do it. It's like Wednesday, so we'll be there Wednesday, probably come back Friday, maybe Saturday, I don't know. Should be a nice little relaxing getaway. They have a PopStroke mini golf course there. If you guys have never played mini golf at PopStroke, you should do it. It's really fun. They also have really fantastic buffalo chicken dip. I want to show you guys something else. After 6 years, 5.5, 6 years of reselling, I finally went through the process of getting our state of South Carolina Department of Revenue retail license. This is so we can avoid paying state sales tax on things that we're buying to resell. We haven't gotten it yet because we don't pay state sales tax at very many places. I mean, none of our thrift stores here charge sales tax. Obviously, we don't pay it at the flea market. So the only time we're really paying it is if we buy things at like a retail store, like Retail Arbitrage to Flip, which is very seldom. And then we pay it on Whatnot. And we buy a lot of things on Whatnot to resell for a profit. And so I really just got it for that. I think it was like $110 to apply for it. It varies by your state. And it wasn't super easy. It took like maybe 2 weeks of going back and forth. I had to make a couple phone calls, but we finally got it. So I think, I don't know, but I think this makes us a real business now. After 5 years, it's about time, right? I'm also looking at my Amazon orders to see if that coupon is still active for that air bubble machine. And I have to correct myself. The roll of air bubbles from the third-party supplier, they are $25, but I said it was like 9,000 pieces, and it's not. It's 3,000 pieces for $25. So that's still pretty good. I don't know what that works out to, but it is cheaper than the OEM. $25.13 was my total, and obviously it works. We just showed that. And then I'm seeing if the machine still has that coupon available for it. So there is a 10% off coupon, but the one I used was like, I think it was $30 off. So I think that's 10% of $200, that'd be $20. So there's still a coupon available, but it's not as good as the one I use. But it's JZ Brain YE300. That's the one I got, $199 with a 10% coupon. I really think you guys will like it, especially if you're somebody who ships a lot of stuff. Also, if you buy this, it's an Amazon affiliate link, and I get like 3% of any of the sales we generate, something like that, very small. But if you guys want to support the channel and get a cool thing for your business that is a tax write-off, you should buy this. I think you'll like it. But I think that'll do it for today's video. We've got to get some stuff packed for the beach trip. We're taking the dogs to Haley's mom's house. A lot of you guys wonder what we do with the dogs when we travel. Stanley, are you coming out here? He was just sleeping on the couch. I told him to come out here. Stanley! Oh, Mose is coming too! You big lug. Hey, babies. Hey. People have been asking about Mose. We've been talking about Stanley too much. Growth update. Mose is the size of 25 sub sandwiches, and Stanley is probably about 6 sub sandwiches right now. But yeah, whenever we travel, we send Mose to Haley's mom's house, and they have a really good time. And this is going to be the first time that Stanley has not stayed with us, and the first time that obviously Haley's mom has kept both of them. So we'll see how that goes. That's why we didn't want to do a big trip. It's just like 2 or 3 days. So this is kind of like a test run to see how he does. But overall, Stanley's just been a really good dog. We really haven't had any issues. He is a little bitey. When he gets playful, he, like, you can see on my arm, got a couple little scratches and stuff. He's just too excited. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope it wasn't too boring. It's a nice little look at a fairly boring day in our life. But like I said at the beginning, you know, all the boring stuff is kind of what keeps a reselling business alive. So hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you guys on the next one.